Good morning everyone, welcome to the long drive home and welcome to beautiful Queensland. Take a look at that, that's absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit misty this morning, that's due to the heat build up because obviously as you can see, I'm sorry I'm doing it with a stand. I will take it off its stand in a minute and give you a good look, but there's not a cloud in the sky, so it is absolutely stunning up here. So this is Mount Alfred. I will give you a little view in a minute, I'll just give you a little look around. I just wanted to explain what this channel is all about. So I know that some of you have already asked me the questions. I've got family and friends that have asked me already what this is about. This is just me off the cuff. I need a video for YouTube to bring the channel online, and this is the one that I'm going to do. So I've promised to all of you that I would do that so that you can follow. It's going to be my travel blog, or vlog as they call it. So I'm going to do this on my long drive home. So some time ago I came to I had an epiphany, I suppose you could call it, but I came to the part where I've been living in Queensland. I've been living in Australia now for about 12 years. And I had that moment where I don't know, it was almost like a moment where you say, is Australia the place I see myself living for the rest of my life? So do I see myself eventually dying here? And the answer for me was no. I've loved being here. I've had the most important part of my life has happened here, and I know that for some of you might seem a little bit strange to say that, but it has. The world-changing event for me happened in 2017 when I woke up and my life changed dramatically. So that led to where we are today. So what I'm saying is that everything that happened before is to lead me to this place, for this journey, this adventure, I suppose you could call it. And that's, look, I'm trying to say to you, why would you want to even listen to some guy talking in front of a camera on YouTube? What makes this different than everybody else? What I can say it makes it different is this, for me, is going to be completely genuine. I'm not going to do a lot of editing of it. I will later on, because obviously you're not going to want to hear me prattling around as I'm driving, thousands and thousands of kilometers. But this is just going to be my journey. And what I'm asking you to do is to come on that journey with me, so that it's really going to be our journey. That's what I hope it is. Now that might only be for close family and friends, or it might be for other people too. I don't know. So this is just me finding out what I'm going to say on YouTube going forward. It's going to be a blog, so it's just going to be my journey with you, traveling across the face of the earth, because that's what I'm about to do. So excuse the throat, I've just got over a fluey thing. So what this is about is just a journey. Now this might be good for you too, because this is all of our journey. We all got to go on a journey of life, don't we, in a way? Some people, as I did in the past, some people would just say, well, this is my lot, I'm just going to sit in the chair and this is where it's going to end. And that's what I did. But now I feel that that's not what I'm called to do. I'm called to do something else. I'm called to try and help people that are in need, and just meet people. Sometimes it's just a case of having a conversation with somebody, isn't it? You can sit down for a cup of coffee with them and have a chat. And if I could make a small difference in people's lives, then it's worth it. Everything's worth it. So what is the long drive home? I know some of you are going to be having the questions with what's going on in the world today. And wow, what is going on? Well, you all know what's going on. I'm not going to go there. This is not a channel that's going to be talking about world events. Although I promise you this, what I'm going to do is going to be real. It's not going to be faked. It's not going to be, I'm not doing it for likes and shares. This is my journey of life with you. You getting to see all the places that we're about to go. You're going to see it for real. Now, contrary to what you might see on the television, you're going to see what I see. I'm going to eventually, when I've got the money, set the van up, Rusty, which is currently behind the camera. I'm going to set him up with cameras internally. So I'm going to have internal cameras. I'm going to have body wearing cameras, so I am going to try and get a discreet body wearing camera, and obviously a better microphone. At the moment, as I say, I'm recording this on a smartphone, so apologies for the poor sound and the poor picture with it flashing about like it is. I have to start somewhere, and that's what this video is. This is not my first travel blog per se. This is just an introduction that I wanted to do, and I've promised lots of family and friends that I would do it. This is it. This is me stood in front of the camera, which I want to come out and say, that's not going to happen so much. I see lots of other YouTubers, and it's really, you're watching their face as I am right now, but I don't want it to be that. I want you to experience more of this rather than seeing my face. Look, I'm going to be there because I'm going to be behind the camera, but I would prefer it to be a journey whereby perhaps it's more about what you experience with me. So that's what I have in here to do. So without waffling on too long, let me just show you briefly what the long drive home is, because I know some of you already got those questions, and I know that some of you are going to say that I'm completely mad, and maybe I am. But anyway, let me just grab the camera and spin this around if I can figure out how to do it. Apologies for the delay. Right, so here's one I prepared earlier. Here's the map. Little sneak peek of the van. That's rusty. I'm not doing that today. That's not a today thing. This is what today is. So currently, as I speak, we are, where am I? I can see my own finger with this, the sun's so bright. So I'm not far off of Brisbane. So I'm about 100 kilometres inland from Brisbane here. So what I'm planning to do, what I'm going to do, Lord willing, is we're going to drive across the face of the earth. So we are literally going to drive this van right the way across the face of this known realm. So my belief is that I'm going to ship the van. I'm going to ship him from Brisbane, which is ironically where I arrived from in 2014. So we're going to ship him from Brisbane, and I believe we're going to go to Thailand. So that's going to be the destination. So that's, as you can see, if we can get onto the land mass, we can go pretty much anywhere. So it's going to be Thailand. And then what this journey is not going to be, it's not going to be me doing a straight line straight across here. That's not what it's going to be. So we're going to go and experience Thailand, and then we're going to go, I believe we're going to go south into Cambodia. So each of the countries I'm about to show you, please think it's not A to B. We're going to go and explore in each country. So each country is going to be like an adventure, our journey of life. So I'm going to go from Thailand, I believe, Thailand down into Cambodia, and then come into the south of Vietnam, all the way up through Vietnam. And then we're going to go into Laos. And then from Laos, we're going to go, again, we're going to explore every country, every single one. I'm not just going to drive through it and think, oh, I wish I did that. No, we're going to go and have a good look. So Laos, we'll go into Myanmar, which used to be Burma. We'll go through there. And then we'll go into Bangladesh. So we'll do Bangladesh, have a look around there. Then we'll go into India. We're going to drive through India. Now, where in each of these countries we go, I don't know. Obviously, I've got no way of saying, oh, well, we're going to do this. Look, in current climate, I have no idea what's going to happen. It's going to be a challenge, and it's going to be part of that great adventure, I suppose. So when we go into India, we're going to go and have a good look around. I'd love to go and see Nepal. I'd love to go and see the mountains, and because obviously Mount Everest is up there, and I'd love to, even if I could do a base camp hike to go and see the mountain, that would be amazing. So look, maybe we will, maybe we won't, I don't know. So we'll go through India, and then we'll go into Pakistan. I'd love to have a look around Pakistan. Most of these countries I've never been to. So yes, I have been to Thailand, but I've never been to a lot of these other countries. So that's why I want to explore them on the long drive home. So we'll go into Pakistan, and then we've got a choice really, and it's going to be subject to, well, a lot of world conditions, isn't it? It's going to be really challenging. So Pakistan, we've got two choices really. I can't really do China because I suppose you might say I'm going to be very careful what I say here. Let's just say taking my vehicle in there is very challenging. So first of all, it has to be registered in China. You have to have a Chinese driving license, and there is some really heavy restrictions on a person driving through their country on your own. You're not allowed to do it. You have to be escorted. So that I don't think is going to happen. Look, it may, but I don't think so. So for me, it'll be going to Pakistan, and then we have two choices. We can go into Afghanistan, which from other YouTubers that I've been watching, that's really going to be challenging, very challenging, because the government there and the Taliban they're very strict, and I understand why, but I'm not condemning them for it. So I think I'm going to go from Pakistan into Iran. So Iran's very beautiful, and I know they've got a war going on there at the moment, but look, it is what it is. That's where I would like to go. I'd love to go through Iran. When we get into Iran, it's from there that I don't really know where we're going to go from there. That's going to be really challenging. Now, whether or not we go into Iran and then go into Iraq, I've got some points on the map that I really want to see, and there's a few places. Obviously, I would really like, and this, I know you're going to say, "Wow, you're crazy, Chris," but I might as well just say it. I'd love to see parts of Israel. So I would love to see. I'm a Christian, so I would like to go and see Jerusalem, and obviously parts of Jordan too. Really beautiful. So I would love to go and see parts of that. Now, whether we go into Iraq, down into Saudi Arabia, and then do like around Saudi, do all the Saudi ones, UAE, Oman, Yemen, and back up into Saudi, and then come into Jordan, or whether we go a slightly different route. You could possibly say we could go into Iraq, or we could go in Iraq. We could go up into Turkey. Look, I don't feel like that's the right thing to do, only because obviously as I speak, I don't know how soon I'll be able to get this uploaded, but Israel are heading north in that war that's going on there. So for us to go up into Turkey and then try to come back down would be, well, pretty difficult, pretty challenging. So I'm thinking of coming in from the south. So possibly do it into Iraq, either do Iraq into Jordan, and then from Jordan go on up into the north there a little bit. But there's also a lot of other places I'd really love to see. You know, I wouldn't mind going to see like the pyramids and all stuff in Egypt. So I wouldn't mind doing that. Again, there's some places I would really love to go and have a look around Turkey too, especially Istanbul. I would love to go and have a look around Istanbul because it's so old. I love the old stuff. So, yeah, so whether we get to do, as I say, on every country, we aren't guaranteed, are we? Because there's going to be so much going on as we get to them. How am I guaranteed to go anywhere over there? I'm not, am I? So I think we've got choices. So if we're gonna head across the face of the earth, we got choices. We can either go across and go into Egypt, and then we could potentially go Libya, Algeria, and across into Morocco, and then we could come back around, you know, do Spain, Portugal that way, or we could, even though it's in the face of war, we could potentially go somewhere up through here. We could do, you know, we could do Syria, Turkey. I mean, you could go up into Georgia that way round, or although that would take me into Ukraine, which is a bit of a hot pot right now. So I don't know. Or through Turkey, and then Turkey we could do up into Greece. You know, all up round here. I mean, who knows? I don't know where that leads. I've got to be honest with you all. That's as far as I can see, because it's so difficult to know where we would go from there. Let's just say I would love to get, if I'm able, you know, I have to say if I'm able, I would love to be able to go into Jerusalem and have a look around the old parts there. There's some personal stuff that I would love to be able to go and do. Let me just flip the camera back round again. Right, so apologies for me having to just put it in and out of its holder. Apologies for that. There. Right, so that's the long drive home. Now, I know you're all probably like I've had at times. You're all going to have some really serious questions and think, Chris, what are you? You must be completely off your mind. Yeah. I guess that's what love does to you, isn't it? It's that it's in my heart. So, and what am I going to do? I'm 55 coming up. So what am I going to do? Get to, 70 years old if I live that long and say, I should have done that. I had a chance. I was in Australia. I live in Australia now, currently, as I'm speaking to you, obviously. I could have gone. Yes, you could fly. I could sell the van and I could fly, back into Europe, whatever. But what do you see in an airplane? What do I see out of a window of an airplane? Nothing. I'm like a dot. No, I've done that. I did that. Jay and I, my son, we flew back to see family and friends back in the UK last August. What did we see for 24 hours? I was sat in a cramped economy seat for Jay and I for 24 hours, and it was pretty horrendous. I've got to be honest. It was nothing pleasurable about it. Great to come and see family and friends again back in the UK, but that's not what life's about, is it? Life's not about that, so what am I going to go and do going forward? I guess what I was trying to say there, and lost the train of thought for a second, was I will not live the rest of my life making the best of it. As someone once said to me, I can't do that. Not to say, have a house and just have a car and just, whatever. No, I don't have much. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't even have the money to fund this trip. Not right now. I don't know how God's going to do that. I genuinely don't. But I believe it's going to happen. So I'm going to, when I hit 55, I'm going to attempt to draw out my pension if you're from Europe, or super if you're from Australia. I'm going to draw that out in total if I can. And that's going to fund part of this long drive home. Now, is it going to fund all of it? No, absolutely not, because we're going to be going, all over the world. So we could potentially be going, who knows where? I genuinely don't know. So I guess my hope is that the YouTube channel, this channel, that would help in some way. I don't know whether it's just going to be a little bit. Listen, if it could just fund a part of the fuel bill, because obviously I'm not going to do Rusty today. That's another video. I'm going to save that for you so you get a chance to watch that as the blog goes on. I'm recording this as I'm about to leave Mount Alfred. I will give you a tour of just a quick look at Mount Alfred and around where I am now before I switch off. But this is just me off the cuff, just putting a video together. What are we doing now? We're doing it to about 16 minutes. I don't want to make it too long. I don't want to make it boring, because I want those of you that find it. Now, maybe it's only going to be a handful of family, close family and friends. I don't know. I have no idea. I believe I'm led to do it on YouTube, because if I'm doing this journey, I want to try and encourage you all to come with me on it. It's not going to just be me. Although, potentially, if Jay, my son, decides he definitely doesn't want to come on this trip with me, then it will just be me. I will do this trip on my own, because, and I know, and I've wrestled with it. Is it selfish to, leave your 16-year-old son with his mum and go off and do this trip? Possibly. But I have to come to that place where I am offering Jay the chance. And Jay, if you ever get to see this video, I would love you to come with me. I would. However, you're 16 now, so you get the choice to do it. Whether you want to come or whether you don't, that's up to you. So I don't want to go on too long. I don't want to waffle on. So I've shown you what I'm about to do. As we're talking now, what are we in now? We're in April. We're on the 16th of April as I record this. This isn't going to happen. It can't happen before September, which is my birthday. So that's when the earliest I got a potential, hopefully, Lord willing, I can draw my super out, and that's going to fund this trip. Obviously, you can understand, if I'm drawing my super out now at 55, there is no backup plan. I don't have a plan B. There is none. This will either be a make or break, and I believe it's going to be a chance to have an influence on some people's lives. Now, maybe that's you, maybe that's a few people along the way. Who knows? Few or many, I don't know. So I say, this was just a recording for me to be able to speak to you, to share my heart a little bit about what I'm planning on doing, which is going to happen pretty soon. Between now and then, it's going to be, I've already recorded quite a lot of footage of me working on Rusty, preparing little things, because obviously if you're going to drive a van across the face of the earth, you need him prepared. And as I say, Rusty is, as I will do in future videos, he is pretty much the most reliable van that you can buy and use. It's a Toyota van, so I'll run you through that another time. That's for another day. That hopefully encourage you to come back and watch another one. So to everybody that knows me and has been waiting for this, sorry it's been so long. I got a little bit sick, and I had a fluey I got sick, and that took me out of action for a couple of weeks, and I'm still struggling with the voice a little bit, so apologies for that. So I'm going to be recording videos. The future ones I will edit, so this one I'm not. So this one is those bitty and flashing with the cameras going in and out with the sun. In the future, apologies for the throat, in the future I am going to try and get myself some decent cameras, some like GoPros or whatever the other alternative brands are. I don't promote any of this, please don't think I do. I'm just saying this is, I don't know which else to say. I'm going to hopefully have better quality cameras as I can afford them in the future, which I can't right now, so that you get better footage. And obviously I'm going to be wearing, I want to have a body mounted microphone, so you can hear the audio better than you're probably getting right now. I have no idea how this will come out. So there's a lot of plans. I want to have a 360-degree camera in the van, so you get to see everything that I'm going to see, so you won't miss anything. it's not just going to be the bits that I want to show you. You'll get to see everything that I could potentially see, you'll be able to see. The 360 cameras that I've looked into look great. If I can mount it on the dashboard, you'll be able to see out the side windows, you'll be able to see out the windscreen, you'll see everything that I can see basically, and you'll be able to see, not that you want to, but you might be able to see me if I'm saying something or something happens or we meet somebody, whatever it is. You'll see inside the van, you'll see outside the van. So it'll be like, really like you're sat in the passenger seat. So I hope that you all decide to come on this journey with me. It's going to be an epic one. I don't know many other people that have driven. I know obviously of people that have driven across the world. Obviously many people have done it. But in the face of where we are in the current world climate, with, you know, multiple wars going on at the same time, I don't know many people that are, you know, prepared to drive through. I don't want to live the rest of my life, however long that is, with regrets. You know, I've regretted some things that I've done in my life. I really have. I can't change those, can you? You have to live with the consequences of those choices. So from now on, it's going to be a different journey, a journey of life, a life journey. So I'm going to sort of pretty much roll it up there. I didn't want this to be too long. It's already 20 minutes and I didn't want it to be too long. I don't want it to be boring. Again, I'm trying to find my feet with YouTube. What do I put in? What do I not put in? What do I say? What do I not say? And I know if I'm going to become a YouTuber, I have to be careful in some ways because I don't want to offend anybody. You know, I love you all. I do. I don't want to offend you. I just want it to be a real channel. I don't want it to be some fake channel for the likes and shares. And it's certainly not about the money. Please don't think it is. You're not going to have me promoting stuff. I don't know if maybe that, you know, people want to offer you stuff to get promotion stuff. I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. Obviously, if it helps fund the trip, because I don't have the money to do all of it, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm probably just waffling and I want to stop it. I don't want to go carrying on saying too much. I'm going to try and do it with God's blessing as much as I can. I don't want it to be fake, if that's the right word. It's not going to be fake. I promise you I'm not going to be using AI. So the images that you see on my channel are going to be from my phone, from the cameras. I'm not going to be doing AI stuff. I do hope to get a reasonably good quality drone so that I can have a drone up above as we're driving through some of the valleys and the mountains and this all over this backdrop. So the camera, as I'm stood in front of it now as I'm recording this, it's only picking up a part of it. But if I could send a drone up, especially the modern ones, that they can follow you along, you just press a button and they follow, that would be great. So that's what I hope the channel's going to grow into. Apologies for the first one. I know that the front page of YouTube, I've got so much work to do there and I haven't done it. I don't know how to do it yet. I'm kind of sitting there trying to figure out the whole of the YouTube thing and the video and thing. I've never done this before. This is only once in my life have I ever done a video for other people. This is only the second time. So apologies. I've got a long way to go in trying to come across properly on the camera. As I say, I just want it to be real. I don't want it to be fake. I'm not going to let it be fake. It's going to be what I see, what I go through. We're going to go through it, I hope, together. So I'm going to leave you with a little shot of beautiful Mount Alfred. And let me just flick that close up on my ugly mug. So this is where we are right now. So this is where I am. So that's the Mount Alfred. Can't see pulpit very well from here because I'm too high. But so I'll just give you a quick glimpse round. This is the start of the journey. This is where I'm calling the beginning. So what you're looking at, with my finger, all of this over here is part of the Great Dividing Range. So I am nestled in the Great Dividing Range. All the hills you can see in the background there. Apologies if it's zooming in and out. It's just, again, it's a smartphone. So this is over there as I'm looking now. You're looking east. That's eastward over there. So sunrise is over there somewhere. This is, as I say, the Great Dividing Range goes from way down south somewhere all the way up into the Northern Territory, I believe. I didn't look it up, so that's what I seem to remember. So yeah, Mount Alfred, there it is. That's where the journey begins. Hopefully tomorrow I will be setting off on another part of the journey. I'm going to head off about 350 kilometers south from here to see Jay, and probably spend some time down there hoping for maybe some work of some kind so that I can help try and fund the trip. But we'll see. Whatever that is, it is. I'd just like to finish by saying that none of this would be possible. None of it would be possible. And I don't want to put any of you off, so please don't be put off by one person's view, all right? This is my view. This is just where I'm at in my life, all right? Please don't be put off by it. I'm not going to be banging the drum. If that's, you know, if you expect that, that's not going to happen. I'm just saying none of this would be possible for me unless Jesus came into my life in 2017. So that I want to dedicate this channel to him and to my life and this van. I don't want to dwell on it too long because as I say, I'm trying to, this is a journey. So I just want to share some love with you all. Please don't be put off by it. You know, you're not going to hear me standing in front of you saying you must do this, you must do that. I've made so many mistakes in my life, and I'm thankful that I'm trying to make amends to them now, you know. So that's what this is for. So going forward, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching this video. If you feel led to want to click the share, the like button, not the like button, forget the like buttons, that I'm just on about the subscribe button, that's what I'm saying. So down below this video you'll see that there's more. You can click on that where you will be able to, I will upload my email address. So the email address is going to be there, so that if any of you family, friends or whoever feel like you would like to email me, you can. It'll be on there. So it's a Gmail address. I think it's faithfulendurance7@gmail.com. I will just, please don't quote me on that. I think that's what the YouTube channel one is. If you want to get in touch, please do. Look, I don't know going forward how often I'll be able to you know, read the emails, because as we change countries, getting access to the internet is going to be probably challenging at times. I don't have expensive equipment to be able to access the internet. I know there's lots of different, you know, Starlink type things, and I don't have any of that. I have a mobile phone with a mobile phone package, that's it. Going forward, if I have the money to be able to do that, then maybe we will. We'll see from there. We'll see from there. So thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Much love to all of you that know me and family and friends back in the UK. As I say, if you feel like there's any family or friends that might be interested in this, then please do share it with them. I would appreciate that. It would help a little bit, I'm sure, along the way. So thanks everybody for watching. Much love to everybody, and God bless.